Good morning and welcome to the March 29th, 2023 session. Before we start, we usually start with a prayer. And today we have Minister Jim Witt from the Monterey Christian Church. Thank you.
Let's pray. Sun's out beautiful this morning, Father, and we thank you for this weather that's coming in, this warm weather. Bad tornadoes we've heard throughout the country, and things are bad weather around here that's been bad, and flooding and all this kind of stuff. But then the beautiful sun comes out the next morning, and the flowers come up, and the trees are leaving out, and we say, I'm still here. I've always been here, and I'll always be here. This morning, as these men and women start their business meeting, I ask a blessing upon it. Give them wisdom to make the correct decisions. Protect them as they're in this building, that no one will come in and cause any problems, that you'll put a hedge around this building and around these people as they do their work for the county, and just guide and direct us as we honor and praise you as our Lord and Savior. For we pray through his name. Amen.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Commissioner Corcoran, you want to lead us in the pledge?
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on the agenda is the approval of the regular session minutes of March 27, 2023. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes. C is public participation. I don't see anyone. Today we have a proclamation to read. It is the designation of April as National County Government Month in Clermont County. Michael, you and I do this. You ready for tomorrow?
Yep. Can't wait. How about you?
I am. So this proclamation states, whereas the nation's 3,069 counties serving more than 300 million Americans provide essential service to create healthy, safe, and vibrant communities, and whereas Clermont County and all counties take pride in our responsibility to protect and enhance the health, well-being, and safety of our residents in efficient and cost-effective ways, and whereas supporting the National Association of Counties, NACO, 2023 theme, Clermont County is demonstrating how counties thrive, especially in technology, health, readiness, infrastructure, vulnerable communities, and economic opportunities. And whereas Clermont County prides itself on its commitment to our citizens, the stewardship of our resources, and the continuous search for innovation. And whereas each year since 1991, the National Association of Counties has encouraged counties across the country to elevate awareness of county responsibilities, programs, and services. And now, therefore, it be resolved that we, the Clermont County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim April 2023 as National County Government Month in Clermont County. It is signed by all three of us commissioners, Commissioner Corcoran, Commissioner Painter, and myself. And Michael, we're going to present this to you.
Thank you. And I've got a little PowerPoint I'd like to do too.
Sure.
I mean, as we know here, every day about 1,200 Clermont County employees provide a variety of services for the citizens who live, work, raise family, play here. And this is a great opportunity for us to highlight some of the county's workers and share statistics, the difference that they make each day for the citizens here in Clermont County. And we'll start off with Angie.
You know.
Aww.
Angie Livesey. How did I know from Bomer. And so Angie, she's worked for the county for the entirety of her adult career. She's grown up here. She's been, this is why she likes to work here. She's been supported by her coworkers and managers and experienced life's good and bad. And her work at Clermont County provided stability and even helped her earn her master's degree can see her, she's got her graduation stuff on there, and with tuition assistance, and she likes serving her home county like a lot of employees do here, and experiencing the work of our local government firsthand, and she's proud of what she can accomplish through her work and on the county's behalf. And next is Alex Wakefield, who is a building inspector supervisor. And I can tell you from going over there different times how respected she is over there with her team. I mean, she's like the one female in the middle of all these big burly guys, and they all, I don't know, they're just kind of a great crew, and she's a big part of it. And she really likes working there because it's easy to balance with her personal life and having the ability to unplug, recharge, and unwind. And there's a variety of tasks and responsibilities. Keep the work keep the challenger, keep the work engaging and fulfilling. And she can share her ideas, and you can kind of read why she likes it. She's just one of those people for me that I really like to be around her. She's really positive and really seems to enjoy what she does. Daphne is an assistant director now in public assistance in Ohio Means Jobs. She's been here for 7 years. and like a lot of us, she likes the people she works with and awesome, talented, and dedicated staff, and making a difference in the lives of citizens. And it's something she looks forward to every day. I mean, David and I were just over, David, my coworker, at they've set up a cooking class for people on SNAP food stamps to teach them how to stretch their food budget and cook nutritious meals. And that's something that Daphne helped organize. So, it's an example of something she does. Sarah also works in Ohio Means Jobs, and she likes to serve people too, and support a community. That's what a cool thing of the job here is. Taylor, who's right there, and he's a planner, and he's very passionate about what he does. I can tell you that. My office is near his, and
Can you hear it?
yeah, I can hear him planning away, and he just thinks that the community's got a bright future for a balanced lifestyle, and he's big on the smart growth and finding ways to strengthen our local economy and provide a better quality of life and build on our local assets. And I can tell he really takes it to heart, and we're just lucky to have people like this here. Major Berger, is that how you pronounce it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And jail administrator. He enjoys working here because he gets the opportunity to make a difference, just like a lot of the others have said. And he was raised here, and he's raising his family here. And finally, Kevin Lindsay, who's a jail supervisor, 23 years. And he's like a lot of people. It gives him the ability to provide his family with a high quality of life. And in addition to the financial stability, he's been fortunate to work with an incredible group of officers who become like family. And that's how people are around here. We become like a big, not dysfunctional family, happy family. And then now we've got a video that David put together. Cool.
April is County Government Month. This is an opportunity to highlight the employees who provide valuable services to the citizens of Clermont County every day. You might be surprised at how many lives our programs serves. For example, the Water Resources Department provides over 13 million gallons of clean drinking water every day. The county engineer maintains almost 400 miles of roads and 400 plus bridges in a year. The dispatch center handles over 54,000 911 calls in a year. These are just a few of the stats to give an insight into the magnitude of the work these employees do to make Clermont County a great place to live, work, and raise a family. To learn more about how county government works for you, be sure to follow our social media pages and go to our website ClermontCountyOhio.gov.
And so we encourage people to follow our social media through April. We'll be sharing a lot of information that we've come up with, and as well as information from the County Commissioners Association of Ohio and National Association of Counties. So, thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you, Mike. Moving on, we're going to move item G up now, county staff elected official discussion.
Yeah, so we have Taylor Corbett here today to give you an update on some of the solar information he talked about last week. He's received some new information from the townships, just wants to outline the next steps for the board.
Yep. Hello. So my name is Taylor Corbett. I'm the planner. Again, just had a nice little presentation. Love working here for the past 7 years. Just wanted to give you an update from last week's kind of presentation regarding the solar. So we did receive one response from Pierce Township, which we kind of showed you a little bit, but want to give you kind of guidance for your guys' next step as the commission. Via Senate Bill 52, the board may adopt the resolution designated the restriction areas at a regular meeting or a special meeting called for purposes to discuss such resolution. At least 30 days prior to the meeting at which the resolution is designated a restriction area will be discussed. Provide the public a notice of the date and time of the meeting by one publication in a newspaper or general circulation within the county. Publicly post a map showing the boundaries of the proposed restriction area at all public libraries within the county. Provide written notice of the meeting by first-class mail to all school districts and municipality corporations and the Board of Township Trustees, which, again, since we're getting resolutions from each individual township trustee, so we'll kind of, scope out where the school districts are in that township and notify them at that time. So school districts might be notified multiple times because they might cross in different townships. The board shall comply with requirements of the divisions of 1 and 2 of the first section of those two presentations. Any resolution designated a restriction area shall include a map of the restriction area as well as text sufficient to identify all boundaries of the restriction area. A copy of the resolution and any accompanying text and maps shall be filed with the office of the county recorder of the county. A resolution adopted under this section shall not affect the construction of a utility facility that was presented to the Board of County Commissioners under Section 303 of the revised code, and the board did not adopt a resolution prohibiting the facility within the time required under the 303 of the revised code. So that's pretty much just stating that any other restrictions will not apply. It has to be that resolution of that restriction zone. We've been, so staff, me, has been kind of writing our template for Pierce Township, and we should be having that before the board rather shortly. And so as we get those resolutions from other individual townships, we should be kind of going through that process. So,
Taylor, have we received anything from Washington Township?
not yet. Not yet. So, and again, most of those will be directed directly to you guys, and then it will come down to staff to, one, work out those restriction areas. If, again, with Pierce Townships, they have specific areas that they want to restrict, not their entire township. So, again, we'll have to kind of analyze what is in their resolution that they have. So.
They have a big issue with topography in Pierce Township.
Yeah, so a lot of the concerns was really when they went through their land use plan. So they have a land use committee that they enacted in Pierce Township, and they went through a lot of different land uses. But they wanted to make sure that they weren't specifically, canceling out a utility scale project if they were wanting to be put in, say, places where brownfield remediation is already underway, and the remediation will never bring the land back to, say, a commercial viable. So when it comes down to these solars, they want to at least open up their township for those possibilities.
And just one other clarification on that. Are they addressing wind also when they're doing this, or are they just focusing on solar from what we've seen? Because it would seem to me, if you want to restrict solar, you may want to restrict the same areas for wind.
Yeah, and I think in the letter that they had, they were really focusing on the solar, mostly because when we went out to theirs, we have had no, interest in wind energy. But again, we probably will want to reference it since Senate Bill 52 also referenced wind. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
I was going to work with the clerk's office to get a public hearing set up. So
Good.
as soon as we have that set up, we'll publish it and go from there.
Okay. Thank you.
And second today is Chief Warden Pappas. If you recall, when we expanded shelter staffing, one of the not conditions, but one of the discussion points was to expand the hours. So Tim's here to update you on where the shelter's at today.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning.
As Greg pointed out, with the additional staff that you authorized me to hire, we're able to extend the hours now to the public, which hopefully will allow more adoptions and more volunteers to be able to come in and help with, they already go above and beyond, but just to help with longer hours to be able to help walk the dogs and exercise and enrich them. So the hours, Monday, we're going to continue to stay closed. That's our day that we set aside once every 7 days to do a deep cleaning to get every little crack and crevice as we can. Then Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're going to be open to the public from noon, which we always have been open to noon, from noon to 7 p.m. And then Wednesday is going to be 12 to 4, and Friday is 12 to 4 also. Additionally, we're opening early, an hour and a half earlier than what we normally have been, and staying a half hour later on Saturday. So from 10:30 to 4:30 for Saturday and Sunday, which is a new one. We're opening 4 hours for the general public on Sunday as well.
Great job with the adoptions too.
Thanks. Yeah, they've been doing pretty well, and the rescue coordinator that we've been dealing with, she's been doing a really great job too, being able to help get a lot of the dogs out. We went from at one time we were at 131, and we were running out of floor space. It was getting to the point where I was getting ready to beg, borrow, steal somebody's garage, But now we're in the high 60s, low 70s. So we're doing real good. We had about a kennel cough, but we took some very proactive steps down there to try to get ahead of it. We went from total of about 21 dogs that started to come down with kennel cough, which this time of year is for winter time. It's not uncommon. And fortunately, kennel cough is a very easy fix. It's a hassle trying to separate dogs from the general population. But we've been free of kennel. It lasted for about 5 weeks or so. And we had a total of 21 dogs to where we are 0 for the last week.
Great.
So I think we're past that hurdle.
And I love the pictures that you post.
Oh,
Those little guys are going home.
yeah. The dogs love it too.
I know. I love it.
And for those that aren't familiar with that, I obviously I had a dog that I boarded on occasion, and he got kennel cough at one time at a boarding facility that was, really nice boarding facility.
Yeah, it's a pretty common.
Yeah,
common
it does happen.
thing that dogs do get it. It doesn't even have to be at a kennel. It could be you can just get it from home. From getting it from outside somewhere, outside source. So.
Yep.
And Tim, do you have any idea how many, like when you post the dog picked up, found on the street, what's a percentage that people come and claim those animals?
It's fairly high.
Is that good?
And what I've actually been finding is when I find a dog, or when we find a dog, or a dog has been brought in that has a collar or a harness, like 99% of the time, there's always someone that's coming and picking their dog up. And it's because it's gotten off from, the lead that it was on, or something broke. I mean, we've had a few of them come in where they've chewed the lead and there's 3 foot hanging from it, or it has broken from just being weathered over time. And then other times it just gets away from, we've had actual 6 foot leads attached to like 2 dogs at once. And it's like somebody must have fallen down and got loose from them. But we've had some real good success redeeming, especially when they have collars or harnesses. When we pick up dogs, or when dogs come in that doesn't have a collar or harness, is it dumped? Do they normally just run around without a collar? So I would say it's a high percentage with, and probably about 50-60% without collars, they get redeemed.
And did you have any luck? You posted, I think it was the street in Batavia, where a dog, you got it on camera being dumped.
Oh, we've had several of those. Our workload right now, it's off the chart. It's tough. We've got a lot of cases that we're working on right now of dogs being dumped. It isn't very often that we do get someone to be able to hold accountable for when it's just a dumping case. And that's simply because, people think about where they dump dogs a lot of times. We get a lot of them coming in from East Fork, and there's no cameras or anything like that out there. And if, a dog just shows up that's been dumped, even at the one that I believe you're referring to is 32 in Bauer, we had several calls on it. The best I could do is like a dark van of some sort with a male white driver. But other than that, it's
just cruel to do
Yeah.
that to an animal.
Yeah.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you. I
Your
appreciate it.
staff.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Anything else?
That's it for now.
We can go back to our regular scheduled program, right?
Regular scheduled program.
Okay, next on the list is consent agenda. Board, we've had this in time to review. Do I have a motion to accept as presented?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Moving on to item E, non-consent agenda. First on the agenda is a recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 034-23, resolving to approve payments to vendors in the total amount of $5,431,186.89, as set forth in the BCC approval invoice report for checks dated March 29, 2023, BCC directed prepaid invoices reports and/or the procurement card transaction report as presented by the county auditor on March 27, 23, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants for same pursuant to section 319.16 of the Ohio Revised Code. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
That's a big amount.
Well, we
But
have
there's a big payment, Sarah.
we have a list here, just so people know. The first was $1,366,870 senior service. 1,024,000. That was for 9 Mile collection water main. The other one was Courtview Support Services. That was 207,000. Treasurer of the State of Ohio, East Fork Reservoir, 576,000. And Newtonsville Wastewater Collection System, 798,000. That's just part of what brought that up to that amount of money. Can we have a roll call?
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Item number 3.
Item number 3 is a recommendation to acknowledge the execution of the University of Cincinnati affiliation agreement on behalf of the College of Allied Health Sciences by Susan Walther, Director, Department of Job and Family Services, on 3/14/2023 for the provision of a University Partnership Program UPP intern for the Department of Job and Family Services, Children's Protective Service Division at no cost to Clermont County, effective upon execution by all parties for a period of 5 years pursuant to the terms and conditions specified in the agreement.
Thank you, Susan. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 3. Do I have a motion?
I will make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
It's a great program.
Yeah.
Great program. Thank
Yes.
you for getting us involved.
Oh, we're excited. We'll bring everybody in and show them, introduce them to you.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Number 4.
Okay, item number 4 is a recommendation to authorize Susan Walther, Director of Department of Job and Family Services, Administrative Agent for Clermont County FCF, to execute an agreement to provide funding for parent peer support between the Clermont County Department of Job and Family Services on behalf of the Clermont County Family and Children First FCF and Child Focus Incorporated, 4629. How do you pronounce that? What's that street name? Eichels Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45244, for the funding of parent peer support services for families involved with Family and Children First, FCF, through the wraparound process in Clermont County, Ohio, at the rate of $953.68 per family for each calendar month of the service, for a total amount not to exceed $27,000, effective upon execution with the terms and conditions specified for a period of 1 year and contingent upon the release of the required purchase order.
We've had the reading of item number 4. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I will second. Any discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Abstain.
Would you like to explain why?
I sit on the board for Family and Children First Council. Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good day.
Morning, Doug.
Item number 5 is a recommendation to award the bid for project number RS-01-23 relative to the 2023 road resurfacing program located in various townships and municipalities to Barrett Paving Materials out of Middletown, Ohio, for their lowest and best bid received on March 2nd, 23 in the amount of $6,436,877.25, and to execute the contract in compliance with the terms and conditions and contingent upon release of a purchase order.
Thank you, Doug. Board, we've had the reading of item number 5. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
Desmond, you're up.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Item 6 is a recommendation to execute the following subrecipient grant agreement by and between the Board of County Commissioners of Clermont County and the following political subdivision for funding in concert with the Clermont County Community Development Block Grant CDBG program as outlined. This project is for Monroe Township trustees. The project is the Monroe Township Fire Station number 32 improvements, phase 2, CDBG project number 2021-02. Funding in the amount of $151,000 in CDBG funds. Contract term 1/1/2023 through 6/30/2024.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 6. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Desmond. It's our movie star now.
It sure is.
It is.
Good morning. Item number 7 is the recommendation to execute a subgrant agreement between the Board of Clermont County Commissioners and the Clermont County Mental Health and Recovery Board to provide the necessary funding in the amount of up to $275,000 for the funding of the Clermont County Community Alternative Sentencing Center CASC program, effective for the period of 9/30/2022 through 9/29/2023, in compliance with the scope of services identified as Exhibit A and with the State Opioid Response SOAR local projects funding awarded to the Clermont County Mental Health and Recovery Board by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Thank you, Angie. Board, we've had the reading of item number 7. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
And there are 32 people taking advantage of the CAS program today. So that's great. It's great that it's really being utilized.
It's a great program.
It is.
Roll call?
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you. Now it's the Gale Show.
Yes, it is. We have a recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners accept the letter of resignation from Jeff Likens as a member of the Clermont County Transportation Improvement District effective February 9th, 2023.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 8. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
What if we tell him no?
I think he's going to go anyway.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
But just for discussion, we thank him for his service. Jeff was a longtime person on the Transportation Board and did an excellent job.
And he likes traveling now.
He does.
And I don't blame him.
Yep.
We also might want to consider in the future the disposition of getting someone back on the board. And you have time to think about that, okay?
Yep.
Number 9.
The travel and training request, and this is a reimbursement of expenses, to approve the request for reimbursement for training and travel according to the policies and procedures of the Board of County Commissioners and in compliance with the annual appropriations for calendar year 2023 and any amendments. This is for the Clermont County Board of Commissioners, Claire Corcoran, 12 days, Batavia, Ohio. It's Professional Development Academy, total expenses for registration, $500, estimated not to exceed cost of $500.
We've had the reading of item number 9. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I will second that. Any discussion? Does that mean you're going to pitch a tent out here, Claire, and stay there for 12 days?
Oh, actually, this starts in October and will take me all the way through December. And it's here. And actually, this is also a scholarship. The first one, I got the free scholarship, and this one, they took it down to $500. So instead of spending $2,500, they gave me the scholarship for $500. So
Good
if I
behavior.
applied for it, I was pretty good. Yes, I showed up.
Okay. Roll call,
Thank you.
please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Staying.
Thank you. Moving on then, additions to the agenda?
We have several, but before we do that, I'd like the board to consider pulling off the table the motion from, I believe, 2 weeks ago about our office copiers and machines. Ms. Levisay will, first off, the board so pleases, we need a motion to pull that off the table.
Yes.
I'll make
Do I
that.
have a motion?
Sorry, I'll
Second.
make that motion.
Second.
Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Could we read the original motion? What was the original motion?
Yes. Okay, the original motion was recommendation to approve the request to advertise for proposals for office copiers maintenance contract for the Clermont County, Ohio, pursuant to the specifications therefore, and further to authorize the clerk of the board to place a legal notice in a newspaper of general circulation on March 30th, 2023, with said proposals to be received until 2 p.m. local time on Thursday, April 20th, in the office of the Board of County Commissioners, where they will be publicly opened and acknowledged accordingly. And this notice is also available on our website.
And that was the original.
That was the original. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I would ask the board to consider amending the motion because since this was from last week, we have to adjust a date. And we also discovered when I was going through the exhibit that we actually had some printers on there too. It wasn't all copiers. So we've changed it to office machines.
Okay.
So you are eventually here going to ask to amend this motion and read a new
Yes.
amended motion?
Yes.
Then you want to disposition this first motion first. So I move for consideration.
Give you a second.
You get a second? Okay.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes. Oh, it's open. Okay, so we're just moving for it. We're not voting for it just yet.
Sorry.
So now it's on the floor and you want to make an amendment to it.
Okay, so the amended motion would read recommendation to approve the request to advertise for proposals for office machines maintenance contract for Clermont County, Ohio, pursuant to the specifications therefore, and further to authorize the clerk of the board to place a legal notice in a newspaper of general circulation on April 6th, 2023, with said proposals to be received until 2 p.m. local time on Thursday, April 20th, in the office of the Board of County Commissioners, where they will be publicly opened and acknowledged accordingly, and this notice is also posted on our website.
Now we need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Thank you.
So now we
Now we
have,
have some additions. So I'd like to add all three of these at once, and I'll read them for your consideration. The first one is an addition to the agenda, accepting the material terms of a settlement agreement with several companies in the One Ohio opiate settlement program. The second one is acknowledge the receipt of a road vacation plat in Miami Township. And the third one is to go into executive session pursuant to 22G1 of the Ohio Revised Code. So if I get a motion to add those three to the
To
agenda.
add all three at once. Could I have a motion?
Make the motion to add all three.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
We have Mr. Fountain from the prosecutor's office to read the motion on the opiate settlement agreement.
Thank you, Mr. Bickford. Good morning.
Morning.
As Greg indicated, we've got a few settlements, additional proposed settlements that have come on the pipeline through the opiate litigation. So this recommendation is to adopt a resolution, number 35-23, to accept the material terms of several settlement agreements between the state of Ohio and Clermont County and Teva Pharmaceutical Industries, Ltd., Allergan Finance, LLC, Walgreen Co., Walmart, Inc., CVS Health Corporation, and CVS Pharmacy, Inc., and each party's related entities, subsidiaries, divisions, affiliates, successors, and assigns, various manufacturers and distributors, consistent with the terms of the previously executed One Ohio Memorandum of Understanding, and to authorize the president of the board or such other member as she may designate to execute a participation agreement, which would note the county's acceptance of each settlement agreement and to authorize the transmission of that to our litigation counsel.
Thank you. So do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we have Ms. Foley will read the vacation.
We received, this is a recommendation to acknowledge that the Board of County Commissioners received a copy of Resolution 2023-12 on 3/27, that was Monday, and this was adopted by the Board of Trustees in Miami Township on 3/21/2023. And this is a request for the Board of County Commissioners to vacate Riverside Avenue, which is situated in Miami Township. And it's Riverside Avenue, not Drive. So just want to clarify that. This is in a subdivision. In compliance with Section 5553.045 of the Ohio Revised Code, and to establish the date, time, and location of the public hearing to be Wednesday, May 3rd, 2023 at 11:00 a.m. in the office of the Board of County Commissioners, 101 East Main Street, Batavia, Ohio, 45103-2960.
Thank you, Gail. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just thank you for the clarification. of
No
what
problem.
that was. Appreciate it.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. And next is,
Executive session.
okay. And that is executive session pursuant to Section 121.22 G1 of the Ohio Revised Code to consider the compensation of a public employee. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
I would second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes. We will be back.
Whenever you're ready.
We have returned from executive session. No decisions or actions were taken. We went in pursuant to section 121.22G1 of the Ohio Revised Code to consider the compensation of a public employee. Moving on, member comments? Commissioner Corcoran, anything? Commissioner Painter?
I know Commissioner Corcoran is already aware, and you might be aware too, about in the Business Courier, they've identified Clermont County is going to be the home of Homerama for 2024 in Goshen, Ohio. So I think that's really neat.
Well, that is the state that's been set up, was Ken Klosterman's estate. And the nice part of that whole Homerama deal is they're carrying on the tradition of making it a horse community for part of it. There's a lot of trails that were actually developed by my husband and several people of the Horse League Detectives to go through Goshen all the way down through Loveland and connect all the way so everybody could trail ride all the way up to East Fork. It's a wonderful community that they've got, and we're very honored to have Homerama coming in, part of Clermont County this year. On another note, veterans. Commissioner Batchelor, your husband.
Yes.
In honor of him today.
And all of them.
Yes.
It is the 50th year anniversary of the National Veterans War. I think that was started, 2012, goes through 2025. And I'm very proud that my husband served in Vietnam, along with a lot of my classmates, friends. Honor any and all that served over there. And
my husband served as well, but not
yes.
over in Vietnam like your husband did, going down in the waters. But we thank every single one of them for their service.
You say that. Somebody said to me, "What do you mean in the water?" I said, "He was an Army diver."
Yucky diving. Nope.
Yeah, he did the real diving, as he told Craig one night.
No.
With the helmet and the whole thing, not the.
Clear water's the best.
He said, "What was it he told you your diving was, Craig?"
It was
Greg?
something, I don't remember.
Oh, I know it wasn't.
Mine a lot better.
I know
It didn't count.
But if you know a veteran, thank them. Remember those that didn't make it back.
And
So-
today at 1 p.m., there's a service at the helicopter park at Union Township for just that particular ceremony. So
You know what, that does bring up an issue. I was not aware, I was not informed that there was going to be a service today. And I think that the entire board needs to be aware of each one of the events. So I'd like to ask, on behalf of the entire board, Mr. Bickford, if you would ask our administrator, who I know is absent today, if in the future, when we sign any documentation for any events, any celebrations, that we have someone assigned to be able to say, here's the event, that if there's an event attached to it, the date and the time, so that we can put it on the calendar, not only for all the commissioners to be able to participate in these events, but also for the public. We put it out on our calendar so the public can participate and join in. And birthday celebrations or the Vietnam or anything that's coming up. We do a lot of those because they are signed by the entire board. The entire board should be involved.
Mhm.
And I thank you if we could get somebody, if that's the pleasure of the board, have somebody assigned to that duty.
I will take care. Tom and I will take care of that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anything else, commissioners?
Nothing
If
today.
not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I will second.
Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner
Yes. Commissioner Batchelor. Yes. We will see you when? Next Wednesday?
Wednesday.
No Monday.